Okay, we're back. Welcome to the Stretch and Tempo Show. We know it's been 6 months and we promised to do a show every week because we did not know how to keep our word. And I blame Tempo. I'm Stretch.
I didn't even know what show this was I was on.
Oh, yeah. Forgot to tell you. And now you guys know we do have a special guest. What's your name again?
Elizabeth Angelica.
Elizabeth Angelica. What do you do?
I am a romantic heartbreak healer and sensual joy activator.
Say that 10 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a poem and a title and a career.
It is. It's everything all in one.
Can I get a shirt with that on it?
I would love to make you a shirt with that on it. Yes. One for everyone.
I want some teardrops, like a pattern of teardrops. You know what I mean? Teardrop pattern?
Like actual, like water droplets?
Yeah, like from an eye, like that's feeling sad.
Oh, for the heartbreak.
Yeah, the activation.
Yeah. Maybe it'll have to turn into flowers at the bottom.
Yeah.
The transformation all across the t-shirt.
Love it. Boom. There you go. You can make business deals. What are you doing over there, Tempo? Besides not keeping your word.
Well, I mean, I was knocking on his door for 6 months with ideas, but he wanted to dance salsa. So,
Bachata. I retired.
You retired from dancing. Why?
I started dating a woman.
She takes up all your time? Isn't she a dancer?
She is. We met at dance. And now I don't want to dance anymore, except with her.
You were at dance just to meet women?
I wasn't there. I didn't think I was. It was it was definitely part of the allure. But it was more. No, well, it was yes, that was part of it. But it was more. I mean, I liked tapping into. I mean, it's fun. It was challenging. It was exercise. It was social. But it's also kind of a balancer as a male. I like to touch women. You know what I mean? Like just female touch kind of balances the masculine and feminine energy. But if I'm already getting balance from my partner, then I don't need that extra balance from dance class, and I don't want to go anymore. I went a couple of times. I was like, I don't want to be here, and I just left in the middle of class. Just walked out.
I just want to go touch my lady.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to happen. It was a surprise to me, but that's what happened.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I started going to new dances so that I can get people to touch me. I'm doing fusion dance, and I went to contact improv yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's right. With a little bit of dopamine, everything's gonna be okay.
Yes, you know what? It's healthy, and it's like when you're not getting touched anywhere else. It's great to get touched and to touch and to connect with the opposite sex in more ways than I don't know. What other way do you get to connect with the opposite sex when you're single besides like mating?
Oh, yeah, you'd have to have close friends that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I don't have close friends.
Thing is, like, when you get into a relationship, oh, we're here for you, Micah. When you get into a relationship and then you have that person as your only person to touch, that's a lot of pressure on one other person to be your sole source of physical affection.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be in the honeymoon phase right now, but it's natural. It was like, I naturally didn't want to go. I naturally don't want to touch anybody. And I don't want to be sensual also, because dancing is pretty sensual. And I was a sensual dancer, especially like bachata.
Especially bachata, yeah.
Yeah. And I just don't want to do it anymore. Did it. And that's why you got to pick the right partner. And like we were saying earlier, right? It's easy to know, men, listen up. If you're wondering if a woman likes you, guess what? She doesn't like you. All right? Most likely.
So true. If it's a maybe, it's a no.
Yeah, it's probably no. Unless she's so shy, she's hiding it from you. And then that's probably just not going to work anyway. So most of the time, big majority of the time, if you're wondering if she likes you, she doesn't like you. Unless it's work, right? Like if I'm talking about on a date, you're going out with the woman. Like it's like, yeah, she might be hiding from you if she has no idea if you like her. But if you have said you like someone, and you can't tell if she likes you back, she does not like you. Move on.
Or there's something actually going on, like who knows what it is, but it's either on go or it's not. You know what I mean? Like it's so evident when somebody likes you.
Yeah.
And when you've felt that, and then you're like dating, and then you're like, yeah, they're on the fence, and they're this, and they're that. It's just like, no.
They like you. They text you back right away.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty much.
That's how I knew yesterday.
Yeah, that is I mean, you can't. That's not 100%, but it's pretty darn true.
Pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate. Like if they're always texting you, like at a certain length of time, either playing games or they don't like you. You're not high on the list. But it's not. That's
Yeah,
an iffy one. That's an
you
iffy
make you make time for people that you want to connect with. If you're like, I'm excited about this person, you're gonna text them back. You're not gonna wait 2 days after a date.
No, not 2 days. Not 2 days. Well, the guy might wait 2 days
Rude.
playing games, but like the one, like there's a dynamic, powerful chemistry when two people really like each other, and anything else is going to be a problem.
Yeah,
So don't do it, because some women will be like lukewarm and they think in their head like, oh, he's the right person, he's the right position, blah blah blah. So they'll stay with him even though they're not in love with him, and the guy will stay with her because she's hot. But that's gonna be a problem.
yeah. Nobody's ever getting what they want.
Yeah. No.
You're just waiting for that other person to turn into someone else.
Yeah, that's how you have it, like get cheated on, or you cheat, or you just morbidly, or you like have to get high or drunk to have sex, like
No.
problems, and you get manipulated, and it's like just wait till there's that crazy chemistry, and then take care of it.
Take care of it.
Think about it.
Magic is evident right away.
Think about this too. It's like there's so many people that are dating in this new world. Maybe haven't, since it's such a new world from my world when I was a young man. They haven't had somebody that's really, because it's so fast and everybody's meeting each other and swiping and moving on so fast that nobody locks down and or has experienced, especially men maybe, haven't felt a woman who really is into you. And once you feel that, you have it once, but I think there's men out there that haven't felt that. Like, they don't know for sure.
Like you?
This, huh?
Like you?
No, I've had at least early. God gave it to me early. Like I didn't even know what to do with it. Like you just get these beautiful women that are just into you, and it's just like, and then you get older, and it's just like, oh, and there's all these games, and people have been hurt, and on it goes. But feeling that real genuine, like this person is into me. They make time for me.
I think most men get it. Like maybe not in high school, you haven't felt it, but I would say probably by the end of college, most men have had at least one woman who's really into them.
The one that they want, though. That's it. That's
the one who got away was always in those early years.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think a problem in the early years too is you don't know what to value. As you get older, you get wiser in what to value, and your dream woman might have been there in that high school, and you just didn't realize that. Maybe like she's not popular enough, or she's not cool enough, or she's not filled out enough. But later you realize that was the perfect woman for me. I was too dumb, and I thought I wanted this.
Right, I wanted that cheerleader over there.
Yeah, the cheerleader that now I hate, and the little bookworm is like,
the guy who was the hottest guy in high school is now like,
beer belly.
Yeah, he's
crackhead.
He's balded early. His career is flat.
He's not growing.
Yeah. He hasn't moved on from that one
peak.
I don't know any sport words.
Football, and I made the touchdown.
One touchdown. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I'm miming football over here.
Yeah, no, that's
No, it's hard to know if no one has ever loved you properly, or you've never been loved in your youth in a way that you can see. You wouldn't recognize if someone was loving you. You can't even allow it in.
Do you feel like you've let one go that loved you correctly?
I think I've had men who loved me, and I made the right choice by leaving.
Why?
Because I deserved better.
Oh.
You deserve better, or you deserved a better match, or like a better human, or just a better match for you?
I would say both, and I hope none of them are listening, but I've dated a lot of addicts, and I want to live a lifestyle of personal growth and spiritual evolution, and not drinking and smoking and jerking off to porn. I don't think that's a great way to spend your time.
So what are the parameters? If you're looking for a guy, I want you to tell me, what is the deal breaker, right? So if he drinks every night, is that a deal breaker?
Absolutely.
What if he just has a couple drinks every night? Is that still a deal breaker?
Too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the limit that you want? And I'm just curious, like no judgment. I don't disagree. Or you want him to not drink at all?
I'm not even sure I'm comfortable with drinking at all.
So what if he just wants to drink
I
once a
mean,
week?
like, maybe a little bit here and there, like out celebrating, but like not in any sort of regular way. That would make me really nervous.
Okay. And then what about marijuana?
I'm okay with that as long
Every
as
day?
it's.
Every day?
I mean, sometimes I smoke every day,
We're not talking about you. We're talking about your man.
so I guess it would be okay. I think it's okay as long as you're not using it to hide from your life.
If you're smoking every day, you're hiding from your life.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
So every day is
I'm doing
okay.
it- I'm doing-
You're hiding from your life.
I'm
You just got exposed.
I'm microdosing in the bathtub and doing shamanic healings. I might be a little hiding, but I'm also using it as medicine.
Yeah, the medicine to
So
hide.
sobriety is the standard, right? So if you're doing anything to hide from sobriety, dealing with life sober, you are hiding.
You're hiding. You're hiding
Okay.
from the feelings that you have in sober life,
Yeah.
covering
Yeah.
up with the regular pattern of. So you want just an occasional drinker, okay?
Yeah, occasionally
A
it's
daily smoker is okay, only because you don't want to be a hypocrite and you're a daily smoker. But ideally, you don't want them to be smoking every day.
and I don't want to be smoking every day either.
Okay.
I recognize
So you're gonna break up with yourself then,
I'm gonna break up with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to.
because you have to be the partner that you want to
I
attract.
keep hearing that, and I'm like, if I could just fuck myself, we'd be good to go.
You can. It's
I can. I do.
She's like, I do.
I'm actually really good at it.
I've had a lot of practice,
I practice like it's one of the things I practice more in my life than anything else.
and I recognize like when I'm not doing it, I'm not as happy. So I need to get back on the ball and start making love to myself on a regular basis.
Interesting. All right.
No,
So
I like that we all agree on sobriety is the aim. I mean, because it is.
it is.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a better. Anytime I'm sober for chunks of time, it is better.
Life is better. Wait, I want to drill it down a little
Yeah.
farther, but I would like to get to that next. What about cocaine?
Absolutely not.
No cocaine at all.
No cocaine.
So I don't believe you though. So if they did cocaine on New Year's Eve, it's the only time they did it, you're gonna break up with your love of your life?
No.
Didn't think so. So occasional cocaine's fine. What about acid and mushroom?
I guess so, but not on like a regular
Yeah,
basis.
definitely not. So every once in a while. Okay, so
Every once in a while.
occasional drug use is okay. No regular
I
drug
think
use.
intentional drug use and medicinal.
Like at a
use.
party when you're using it for medicine to like
To have
the
fun.
medicine of happiness.
The
Fun.
medicine of happiness.
Fun.
I don't know. I can't do drugs in public.
Really?
Yeah,
It's bad news.
it's not good for me.
Okay.
I like to stay in the bathtub.
All right. Okay, so a masturbation. You want them to never masturbate?
Well, I think that would be unhealthy, but
Why? Why do you think that would be unhealthy?
I think you should have a relationship with your own self and your own body and your own sexuality.
I think it's different for men and women. I don't think. You think men? It's unhealthy for a man to never masturbate?
Is that possible?
Yes. I mean, I've not achieved that. I would like to achieve that. I've gone 70 days before a couple times. It was great.
It was great. How was it great?
Oh man, you just, well, it's different for men and women, right? Because when we masturbate, we're releasing this fluid that can create 200 million human beings, which is that's a lot of resources.
So
a lot
it's
of
not,
minerals and
not
vitamins.
masturbating that makes you feel better. It's retaining your ejaculate because
Yeah.
then you keep
Yeah,
having
but-
that life force.
Yes, you keep that life force energy, and then your body can use it in other ways. And so when you know that, then it's just like really an indulgence, and you don't really need to release it. You should release it with your woman, right?
Yes, please give it to me.
Yes. So, but with women, it's a little different because you guys don't, have ejaculation sperm necessarily, although some women do squirt.
Some women
Have you
do.
ever squirted? Are you comfortable with revealing that to the world?
I have. It's not regular.
Was it joyous?
Is it all it's cracked up to be?
Did you think you were going to pee?
It was like, what is happening? Where is there's like water everywhere?
Was
I
it
don't
shooting?
understand.
Was it dripping or shooting out?
I've had both experiences.
Wow.
Does
And
it feel good?
did it feel better than normal?
It didn't feel better than normal.
That's
Oh.
what I always. That was my question. I was like, is squirting all it's cracked up to be for women?
I mean, it might be different for other people.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you think you were going to pee right before it happened? Were you like, I'm about to pee?
The
like,
second time, it's only happened to me
I don't
twice.
think
The
it's been
second time,
anywhere.
I was like, did I pee?
Okay, so yeah, so it's hard to tell the difference, right?
It was a little, yeah.
It's not
Were
like
you
an
embarrassed?
orgasm,
No, it is orgasm.
It was at the point of orgasm.
Yeah,
but it's not an orgasm. It doesn't feel as good. My distinction.
You're putting words into her mouth.
No, I'm saying is that is that
It is a result of orgasm.
okay? So then the orgasm follows, or
It's at the same time.
oh,
It's like a man ejaculates.
oh, okay. I didn't get that. I was missing that. All right.
So, but it wasn't a spectacular. We weren't like, oh, I want to do that again, or did or
No, it didn't feel like the end all be all of orgasms for me.
oh, has there been an end all be all of orgasms?
I've had some amazing orgasms.
The ones by yourself don't count. No, I'm just kidding.
That don't count.
Who's
Sometimes I'm
better?
like, oh my God, I am
Who's better?
amazing.
Which one's better? Yours? Have you the best ones from you or from a lover?
I love her.
A lover.
As it should be.
From which part of his body did it? His main tool, his fingers, or his mouth?
I think it's all good.
Well, because some women, can't come without
Vaginally?
genital. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I can. It's better when you have both.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's two different. That's like having two different orgasms at once, or they combine it to one orgasm, or they're two distinct ones.
It's all
We're really getting to
it's
the nitty
all
gritty.
overwhelmingly pleasurable.
Okay. All right. Fascinating stuff.
I'm surprised too. Like, I mean, just as I'm going and watching a lot of YouTube, like women talking about how much they don't actually come.
That's so sad.
I mean, just in general, in this new world of dating men, not for long periods of time, you know what I mean? So it's just like this, because it almost takes a little time to get to know each other's body. Like
It definitely does.
You like have sex with somebody for a long period of time, it just keeps getting better and better. If you both like doing it with each other, you get more comfortable. Great things happen.
Yeah, I thought I was going to stay with the last guy I was dating because the sex was amazing right away. I was like, dude, this is a week in. Can you imagine what sort of sex we would have in 10 years?
What was the issue?
What happened?
The person.
Wait, let's first let's go back.
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
At a static dance.
Okay, and then who made the first move?
He did. I
did
was
he do?
not interested at all.
Whoa.
And he
Interesting.
pursued me and pursued me and pursued me.
Wait, stop. So
Yeah.
okay, the first interaction, you saw him, you danced together, he came up and danced with you?
We talked after dance and
You talked after dance, and you were like,
and
totally
then-
not interested.
no, I wasn't interested.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
He's not funny. He's not handsome. He's not your type. He's too old for you. He's too young for you.
I just didn't feel attracted to him.
Okay.
I don't think he's unattractive.
Okay. And then he kind of asked you out and you're like, nah.
Yeah, then he was like, let me get your number, or I think he gave me his number, and we exchanged numbers. He
Okay.
texted me. I didn't respond.
You didn't
I was
respond at
like,
all?
I don't care. And yeah, so it took a couple times of talking to him after dance.
Oh,
to
so you
be
didn't
like,
take it personal. Men take note of this. She didn't respond. He did not take it personal.
And he stayed
He
persistent.
was persistent. Yeah.
So
And
when he did the second time, he was like, hey, you didn't text me
after
back.
a
That's
couple,
what he did.
yeah, I was like, yeah, yeah.
Oh, did he say that? He said you didn't text me back?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry.
So maybe he guilted me into a date.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's probably
Men don't do that.
It's probably if you sprinkle that in lightly.
Use that
Lightly guilt her into dating you.
Just see if she's that kind of woman. I could get the guilt.
Nah, I don't recommend it. But
For
it
sure,
works
for sure,
sometimes.
for sure. Yeah.
All right, so dance. Did you dance with him?
Yeah, then we started dancing
And then
together.
did you have chemistry on the
Turned in
dance floor?
very sexy dances. Very,
And then
very
you were
good.
like,
Yeah.
Did you get turned on the dance floor?
Yes.
Oh, and then what happened?
We ended up having a date. What happened? Oh, we were gonna go paddleboarding, but he left his paddles somewhere else like the day before. So we went out to go. We came back home. We ended up just sitting and talking on his couch.
And then you paddled his board.
You paddled the hell out of it.
I said, let's have a pants on day. It's like, no.
So all right, so you went to his house and then you guys hung out,
Yeah, we hung out, we talked.
and you were like, I'm liking this guy.
I was like, I'm curious.
Mm.
I'm
That's a
curious.
good thing. Curious. Get her curious.
Yeah. Well, the first thing was I walked into his house and I was like, I would live here.
Oh,
I would like to live here.
oh,
I like your nest.
Hmm.
that's a big one. That was like traction went up.
It really did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nest. Yeah. Let me nest here. All right. So then you hung out. Did you guys kiss that first night?
Yeah.
Did you guys have sex?
He went down on me.
Oh, down on me. You did not go down on him.
I did not.
And did you have an orgasm? I appreciate your forthright
did.
honesty. She's practiced. She's very. I don't think I would be giving up all this information, but I respect that you are.
Practice. Yeah. 28 days in my diary online. Now I can tell everyone everything.
So did you have an orgasm?
I did.
Was it amazing?
It was okay. It
Okay.
was average orgasm.
Average orgasm. So then
So
just
there-
one?
There's hierarchies of
Oh.
orgasms.
So you just had one?
Yeah.
Are you the type to have one and then you're done, or do you like to have multiple?
No, like one is a starter.
So his tongue
Like-
got tired or something? And he was,
But then, like from what I'm hearing from women talking, it's like if he can actually make me come anyway, that's a good start. Because there's guys that can't.
It is a good start, but also if you are not practiced in yourself, you're probably not going to
You
come
mean as a female?
as a female.
Yeah, for sure.
practice
Yeah.
in what?
Just knowing yourself.
Or just being
Yeah, in
comfortable?
masturbation and asking for what you want. And
Oh, did you
like-
ask him for what you wanted? Did you give him directions?
I probably did. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear I'm a little bossy on occasion.
The letter A. Make the letter A.
You know what's remarkable? You know what's remarkable about this is highlighting the fact that she was not initially attracted,
Yes.
and then it came to happen.
And then like a week later, I'm like, oh my God, I might be in love with this person.
Wait, slow down. So, okay, so you had that first time.
Slow down.
You went down on you came, and then you stopped.
Mhm.
Did you spend the night?
No, I think I only stayed the night at his house once or twice.
So you
We
went
didn't
home.
want to sleep together.
Oh,
Sleep issues.
first red flag.
Yeah.
So then you left.
I left.
But he didn't want you to
I drove
sleep
home.
there.
No.
So he made that clear to you.
He's like, you ain't living.
Yeah, he'd kick me out at like 2 a.m. all the
He's
time.
like, oh, okay, I got to get up in the morning.
How would he word it? How would he say that? You're like, "Oh, so should I call you Uber? You're like, I drove here. Oh, my bad.
How did he approach that?
Let's get you home.
That's what he would say?
Yeah.
Let's get you home. That's a very liberal. I would say he's a Democrat just from saying that. The conservative would be like, listen, I don't like to sleep, share bed. But a liberal would be like, let's get you home. Let's work together to get you home because I care about you.
And I'll call you.
I'll open the door for you and close it behind you.
Call me when you get home so I know you're safe.
Yeah. I'll probably be asleep, but I'll listen in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll sleep better knowing that you're gonna do that. Okay. Because we're in this together. All right. So sorry, liberals. I love you too. But okay, so you went home first night, red flag. You didn't like that, right?
I thought it was okay. I'm not super excited to sleep with people I barely know. But as it went on, as we like got more serious and the intensity of emotion and connection happened, I wanted to stay the night.
Okay, so what happened the next day? Did you see him the next day?
I don't think so.
Well, the next time you saw him, did you guys?
We probably had sex the next time I saw him.
Okay.
But he
And-
kept up
and
with
how was
the
that?
he kept up with the you go home, we get you home after.
Yeah. But he was
Oh.
very attentive, very like he made me dinner. He was very touchy feely. Like he let me have a lot of time to like move in to turn on.
Well, that's interesting too, because then when he does
Lover.
at the end of the night for whatever reason, we're not judging him. He just
I'm
wants to
judging.
not.
That's good.
He just wants to sleep in his house by himself and not have to deal with the morning stuff. So, the fact that he did that, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a sleep issue though. Like he has all kind of sleep problems. So
Oh, sleep is
got you.
the first sign
You
of
know, I do
health
think-
issues.
I want to fall in love with someone and move in together, but I'm not sure I want to give up my bedroom. So I do
That's a problem.
understand that.
That's a problem. But we'll get to that later.
That's a problem. I remember how that was a problem.
That's one of the beginning problems that lead nowhere.
All right, so you guys had sex. How was sex the first time?
Really good. We had such a beautiful, deep, intimate connection.
Wow. Okay.
Like our
Multiple
bodies
orgasms?
fit together perfectly.
He built you up right.
Yes.
He did the slow burn.
The slow burn.
inner,
Yeah.
wide,
You know, it takes women 45 minutes to be ready for penetration. And he knew, and he took it slow.
I don't know why men.
What's that? Why is it alarm? Don't worry about it, baby.
I don't know what men. That just came that always came naturally to me. It takes a while to get them going. It's just I don't understand.
Yeah, then once you're going, you're going and going and going.
Hmm.
So basically, that was the only flag, though. Just the fact that he wanted you to go home after these intimate, escalating interactions.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like I learned a lot with him. It was just we weren't
too
the
fast.
right.
Okay.
You're going too
Right
fast.
fit.
We're going to go right to the end of the story. So the first time you had sex, boom, you go home, and then you guys kept, and then it was like, then now something's going on, and you kept having sex regularly.
Yes.
What was the first thing that was like, wait a minute?
Huh. So we talked about how he has very defined roles for a man and a woman. And
Ooh, that triggered your
Let's dig into that.
your feminist
yeah,
tendencies?
like he had posts about like how the patriarchy isn't a bad thing.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There are
Patriarchy's good?
I think that, well, what define patriarchy?
Toxic masculinity that
That's not the
oppresses
definition.
people.
no my
Not that definition.
my
Let's look
definition.
up
I want to
patriarchy.
say my definition is a
Right.
positive, stabilizing force. That's male energy, but it could be negative. It could be positive. Positive.
Maybe it could be, but it's not right now.
For sure, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
the positive side. Just like the negative side of female energy, there's a positive side.
All right, let's
Same
look up the definition. A social system in which the father is the head of the family. I am definitely okay with that.
Me too.
Are you okay with that? Well, there's multiple definitions. Just that definition. Are you okay with that definition? Or do you think the mother should be the head of the family?
I think there should be balance and equality. I think we have different roles, but no one needs to be ahead of anyone.
So I disagree.
And
Can you have two drivers in a car? Have you ever had a car with two drivers?
Well, in driving school, the teacher has the brake.
He's the head of the family.
in case you didn't know,
But actually, that's kind of interesting. Well, I mean, I guess that's probably like the feminist way. They want the brake and some of the steering. Okay. So let's walk that through.
Mhm.
One car has the driver with the steering wheel and the brakes, right? So he's in control,
Mhm.
right? The other one has the driver and his wife has the brakes. They get into accidents on a regular basis. That's a fact.
They would
right?
do.
What?
Yeah, they would do.
Or they drive really, really slow. So do you don't think there needs to be a leader in a family, or do you think so you want them both to be leaders even though they get into accidents and have to drive slower?
I think if you're both participating and communicating about where you're going and how you're getting there as a team, you'll probably do better.
But that's different. That's not what we're talking about. Like, it's not saying there's a driver and he's tuned out. Everybody has duct tape around their mouth and they can't talk. It's just like, no, he has the steering wheel and the brakes. So he's in control. Someone needs to be in the driver's seat of a car, or else it doesn't go anywhere.
Is a relationship a car though?
We're using metaphors. Look up metaphor.
fits.
I just want to say this. I want to say this. So, I mean, is there one leader? Like somebody has to make the final decision. Who's that going to be? If that becomes an issue with the woman, then it can never really grow. And I look at my woman. I say, I'm the leader. I'm not going to commit to anything unless I'm the leader. And if I'm not, then everything goes. But I just want to say this. She's valued counsel.
Yes,
I have to make the final decision.
You can drive, and I will read the map and pick the music.
Absolutely, right? Yes, because it's different roles. But someone needs to drive. One person. You can't have two people drive. Two people driving is a problem.
Can we trade when you're tired and I'm awake and we're
Absolutely.
okay?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's a really good metaphor. I'd say a perfect metaphor because you really can't have two drivers. If you think you can, And if one break, like you can kind of do it, but like you said, yeah, you drive slow and you get into accidents. You won't be able to drive far, but for whatever reason, everything needs it. Like teams need a coach. They need one coach. You need someone. Businesses need a leader. Countries need a president. Like, armies need like a leader on the field. Like you can't, it's just how things need to be, or else.
The director.
Yeah, films need a director. It's just how it is. This is how it works.
And you want the woman to like believe in your leadership. And that's why I say it's important for men to understand leadership. Like it's no joke. And you want the respect from your woman. So she follows you.
Yes.
And she says, you're going to make the final decision. I'm going to be always telling you what I think, you know what I mean? But you're going to make the decision. If we can't do that, that's why people can't get together anymore, because people don't understand the roles, and both roles are important.
But I want to say this too, and it's amazing what that does to men, right? Because a weak man can't get a good woman, because she's not going to say, you ain't leading me. I can lead us better than you can. I'm not attracted. I'm turned off. How you going to protect me? You're going to handle all mine? No, you can't. So we are forced to get right. You know what I mean? We're forced to work out, get our mind right, get our like world right, get a nice house. None of this is easy, be respected by our peers. Now we can get a good woman. And so it's just, to me, it's the perfect balance. It's just like, it's just the flow, night and day. You want both. You know what I mean?
I think what's happening today is like, men and women are like, when women decide to want to go do their own things and explore their own world, instead of looking, how to cooperate in the confines of a relationship. I mean, that's a different mental attitude, like to cooperate within roles. And if everybody's doing their own thing, nobody can really connect deeper, because there are roles. And if that's going to be an issue from day one, where can we go? You know what I mean? It's just like, it just makes sense. Everything's more simple, but everybody points out all the bad, examples, but those people aren't at the highest level of understanding their role and how important it is for me to be a leader and do the things that would get respect out of my woman. And she's going to be like, I want to follow that guy. He's got his A game on, and he works every day. And then she's going to be like, I'm going to do this. And then that motivates him. Like, oh, I got this creature that loves me, gives me sex.
Creature.
This is beautiful creature.
I am a wild creature.
They're not creatures. Don't say creature.
Look up creature.
Okay, let's look up creature.
Because I think it's create like some kind of creation.
It's a human being. It's not a creature.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and on
that's fine. But I mean, just this amazing, female energy.
Human, not creature.
Okay, but I'm saying, like,
goddess.
We're designed to be
a living being, especially an animal. That's the definition.
Okay, my bad. Wrong.
He wants a feral woman.
But the point is that when men and women are,
well, I guess there's other definitions too.
Doing their highest level of their role, then it can work, because men our main motivation is women. Like sex and food and sex was the original motivations to do anything, to get out of bed. Right. So if we're designed to be attracted to you, you're designed to understand what we want and then give it to us. And then we can do great things, because there's fundamentally something a woman's supposed to give a man. And there's fundamentally something that we're supposed to give a woman. And if we're both doing that, great things happen, because the motivation is proper.
What's your response to that?
I agree. I think we have our roles. We support one another.
Yeah. All right, I got to have a caveat. The second definition of creature was a human, and the third one was an imaginary or fantastical being.
So it's kind of a little bit.
It was in there. You're more right.
I mean, I hope that people would look at that as more, because a creature, this beautiful creature.
I don't think any woman wants to be called a creature, though.
Okay,
it's probably
fair enough.
All right, so back to patriarchy.
Yeah.
Do you still like your definition that you made up? That's not in the
That seems
she was
to
looking
be
at the negative side of it.
Working definition of our times.
Well, here's the two other. Okay, so there's three definitions here. The second one is a family, community, or society based on the system of governance by men. And then one is dominance of a society by men, or the values that uphold such dominance. So patriarchy just means ruled by men. But like men are leaders. But it doesn't mean toxic masculinity. That's like a type of patriarchy. That's it. Yeah.
There is toxic patriarchy.
For sure. There's toxic men, there's toxic people, there's evil in the world, for sure. But, would you rather live in a house ruled by a man or a woman? A healthy man or a healthy woman? Like a family. Would you rather have were you raised by both parents?
Yeah.
Who
Is-
was the, who
they
was the
still
ruler?
together?
Who was the dominant force in here?
So I think that women rule and decide things from behind the man.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you tell a man what to do and he does it.
there is a balance, but like I guess it comes down to like the final say, right? Because really, what's a man's job? We're there to protect. So protection kind of overrules a lot of things. So we're like, no, putting my foot down. No, we're not going there.
Yeah.
That's dangerous, and we're not going. I don't care what you say. But if it's like, let's go to this movie, okay, yeah, let's go. They win, and that's the balance that men kind of innately understand. We know that there's lies, there's very clear lines we have to draw, and there's no wavering. Everything else, we don't really care. What color you want the wall? I don't care, babe. Choose the color. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want a difference? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But we're not going. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You're not driving that. So there's the balance.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then too, like if it's important that the woman doesn't harbor resentment, because then it'll be tough to be around if she doesn't understand like when to yield, when to assert.
Well, it goes both ways, right?
Yes. But then never straying from the fundamental roles that we're given. I mean, it's just obviously we're stronger, you're more nurturing. Let's go into our roles, but they're not that crazy fixed. Like sometimes I might have to make dinner. I got to do, on and on it goes. But the default is the roles, in my opinion.
I'm okay with that.
All right, so back to the patriarchy that this man was saying in his posts.
Yes.
Now, do you wish you had a different reaction?
No, it was that he said that he wanted that, and he said, I felt like he was saying he wanted to take care of his woman and he wanted to be the man and the provider.
Yeah.
But then my not making enough money or having enough worldly success made him not want to be with me. And I was like, wait, I thought I found a man who was going to be the man and take care of me.
Mm. So he told you that or what?
Yeah.
He said, how did he word it?
He said it was an issue for him that I did not have this sort of business that, how did he say? I don't know exactly his words, but
You're basically not making enough money.
yeah, I'm not making enough money.
That's wild.
When you guys would go out, would he pay for everything?
Yeah.
Was he living good? Do you think he was making a decent amount of money?
Yes, which was why he was attractive to me.
Okay.
Attractive to you. Oh.
But
Yeah.
okay. That's interesting because that's not like a man's nature to care about what a woman makes if he likes you. But then again, too, how old was he?
Late 40s?
Oh, okay. So like, again, when men are trying to like marry, most likely they want to marry somebody who can have kids. I mean, like to have legacy. You know what I mean? So like
That was an issue for us. Yeah.
what's the purpose of like getting, because men, especially if it took him a while to make his money, because they say mid 40s up to like 65 is when men are in their money making, prime. So, obviously he probably would want to shrink away, marry a younger woman who can actually give him 2 or 3 kids. You know what I mean? So that probably is an issue that was underlying.
That is definitely what ended our relationship. We started talking about having a surrogate since I can't have kids. And I was like, I don't want to have kids with this person, but I couldn't break up with him. So I actually started praying that he would break up with me.
Wait, pause.
Paused.
Why did you not want to have a surrogate?
I don't want an infant. And I feel like there are so many children in the world who need parents that at that point, I was very willing to adopt a child, but he said, I like new shit, referring to people.
But also, you probably want to see his own seed.
Yeah.
He already had 2 kids.
But raising your own seed's different than raising someone else's.
I imagine you could love an adopted child quite deeply.
You could, but
men prefer.
I would prefer
raise my own seed, my own genes. I want my own genes. I want to see my face in the kid, or I don't want to do it. But I'm not saying I'm opposed to it.
So that was the thing. You would wanted to adopt, and he wanted to have a surrogate, and that was kind of the final sticking point.
Yeah, and I was like, I just don't want to have children. This is not it just felt like this is not the person I want to have kids with. This is not my
Oh,
person.
so what? So why was that? The sex was amazing.
It was
Sex stayed great.
It was just a feeling that I was like,
Oh,
he started talking about surrogacy, and I was like, started grieving how I was not having children because I was not going to have a kid with him.
and
That's
then
wild.
you couldn't break up with him. Why is that?
Because I want to be in a relationship so badly.
Mm.
And I wanted a man who made good money, that I felt that he did. I don't know exactly how much money he was making, but you know, he's $30,000 a client. So I wanted someone, I wanted a beloved who could
That's a level.
support me.
Respect, bro.
Right?
So you started praying that he would break up with you.
I did. Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Did you go, this is weird when you were doing it? You're like, this is not right, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was ending. I knew it was over before
Yeah.
it was over. I was done.
How long did it last?
It was only 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Just long enough.
Yeah. That's like this. That's long enough to know.
It's like, now we know.
Yeah. Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you for
now
being so
his
honest.
brand new girlfriend is pregnant.
Whoa.
So he did want kids.
Yeah, he really did.
Wow.
That's important, yeah, because like, especially when you guys are in older, that your 40s and 50s, this is a young person's game. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously,
It
men.
is.
I mean, just like having kids, like it's better to do all this stuff earlier when you're younger and do it, and you trying to do these things later. It's better just to make a deal and hang out and build it.
Why do you say it's better? Like it's a fact. That's
Well, no, not better. I'm saying maybe get married, but it's just, I think God set it up to where everything should be done earlier. Like when I had my first love, when she was really into me, we were both young. That's the time to build your, how am I, if I want to go out and have much sex and all that, then my identity is that. But if I build my identity within the confines of a relationship where this woman really is into me and I'm into her, it's best just to develop that and not have FOMO and think there's something better or it's going to get better with time. You know what I mean?
So do you regret not getting married and having kids with this woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
I made a big mistake. She was beautiful. She was into me. 1 year apart, 21, I was 22. But, you see and you learn, if you came from a good family, a good Christian family, you would have been able to seize that and see it. You know what I mean? But in this world, oh my God, there's another woman. Oh, she's beautiful. And she's beautiful and this and that. And so like, there's so much temptation. And I did 7 years with her and never cheated, mind you. But of course I thought about it.
She get a trophy.
Yeah. I mean, she gave me everything I needed. She gave me great sex. It was like, what am I doing? I'd have to really work hard to cheat. You know what I mean? But I just think it's like when we're doing things later and older and with more trauma, it's just tougher to really connect.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a story. I think it's a dangerous story to tell yourself, especially being older. If you're telling yourself when you're older, it's harder to connect, then you're gonna make that true.
Well, I would say,
Yeah.
I would be careful the story that you're telling yourself.
I would say worldly. I mean, now that I'm believing, in God and the rules of God, and it's like, yeah, I needed a woman who thinks like this because worldly people will just get lost because it's no rules. There's no standard to be held to. And so that's what I didn't get. But if it's a godly woman, for sure. You know what I mean? It's just like,
What makes a woman godly?
follow God in the Bible. What the Bible says, the standards of what the Bible says, the divine morality that keeps us in check. No greed, no evil, no stealing, no lust, the things that keep us in check. If we start to think about these things, we get lost. We get corrupted. It's like the highest morality, what the Bible's asking us to do is pretty impossible, but it's worth it.
It's worth it to try.
It's worth it to try. It's worth it to try. And the people that make the effort to do it, I could fall in love with longer over time because they won't get bored. They won't be like worldly and just get mired into envy and greed and jealousy and all this stuff that he says stay away from, right? And he's right when he says stay away from it. So if I don't get that, I was getting bitter because of just trying to be moral in a worldly world, right? And it's just like it's when everybody can make up their own rules, we really cannot start and connect and build something, because we have to agree on the divine morals of the Bible, even though we're going to fall short. But at least that standard's there to keep measuring yourself. This world is
Judging yourself and feeling bad that you've fallen short. That sounds like fun.
No, you ask God for help.
What's the alternative?
Exactly.
I
Fall
think
short and not judge yourself, and then fall deeper and deeper and deeper into hell, right? Like into immorality. Like if you do something wrong, you're like, man, I messed up. This sucks. Why did I do that? Then you're probably less likely to keep doing that. But if you do something wrong and you're like, you know what? There's no rules. Doesn't matter. Whatever I want is fine. I don't care if I hurt people. I don't care about my health. I'm gonna do what I want right now. What's gonna happen? Disease, pain, and early death. Am I wrong?
I think everyone feels badly when they do bad things, no matter if they've ever even heard of the Bible.
But you can do things to cover up your pain, right? So if you're trying to live according to the standards of any standard, really, but we're talking about the Bible, so the Bible standards, then it's going to be harder to keep following farther and farther away from it, right? If you're trying to, you're going to be at least near it. You'll probably be failing, but you're near it. But if you're not trying to at all, then you feel bad. What do? You take an antidepressant. I'm depressed because I'm living wrong. Take an antidepressant. Now I have no feelings. I'm sad. Let me go drink alcohol. But the Bible's like, don't get drunk. Don't do this. And you're like, oh, I'm bored. I'm going to go hire a prostitute. Right? It's like, no, don't do that, right? But you can, as humans, we have an infinite ability to avoid and pretend and be in denial and find drugs and then perversion, right? Perversion is exciting. If you once you cross over and you're like, it's okay to do this. Now it's just about this, how perverse can you get? 3 women, I want 4 women, I want a midget, I want this, you know what I mean? It's like, that's where it goes. And I'm gonna do drugs. Now I need more drugs.
Then it's pedophilia.
Types of drugs. Yeah. So that's the problem. So if there's no moral that you're aiming for, then there's Sodom and Gomorrah. Then it's just the free for all.
Amen.
And we can do that. We have free will. So that's like So I don't think it's easy, but like life ain't easy, no matter how you shake it up, Yeah. What's easier is the question.
And
what's easier?
And two, like, the devil tells you what you want to hear and God tells you what you need to hear. And I was always resistant against the Bible my whole life. It was just like, man, those standards are just impossible. But now that I'm older and I see if I don't at least make the attempt for those high divine standards, I think that's the best route to take to be a godly human being. It's better than me steering my own life where I want to go, because I'll tell myself all kinds of lies. It never ends. So that's my take.
Aren't you divine? Don't you have a divine guidance within you?
When I follow God's word. There are divine morals.
Speak your mind, young child.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back.
I think that we are given desires, lusts, perhaps, so that we know what to do with our lives. We know the direction that we're going. I don't think there's any outside force being like, you have to do this or you've done a bad job.
That's the problem.
You have.
That's the problem. There has to be something that says, do this, but don't do this. This is when you transgress.
That's your feelings, your emotions. You're like, oh, I've done something. That doesn't feel good. I'm going to recorrect.
I think there's some truth to that, because I think God does embed in your heart morality. But I think it gets to be where it's easy for us when something feels good or something to tell ourselves what we want to hear, and not do what need be done. Like it's a line. I like this line. It feels good to have this high morality, this divine morality that I have to live up to, which I'm going to fail time and time again. But at least I know that way is the way, because there's nothing else holding me to a standard. There's no other religion that's holding you to that type of standard.
I think the thing that you're talking about is God. To me, I view that as God.
Yes.
It's that force in us that says, like, you do something bad and you feel bad. That's our divine nature. However, it's easy to ignore, especially with drugs. But it's also like God whispers, like, he's like, don't do that. You're like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like literally, that's what we do. You know, I see myself do it still to today because it's a soft voice, and it tells me to do things that I don't want to do, or says not to do things that I want to do, and then I do, and I'm like, yeah, you were right again. Like, why didn't I listen? I don't know why. It's a struggle, but but then the Bible is just like a way for, because we have minds and these words and this other and the devil or the evil, right? So the Bible is just another layer, but really it is I think it is within,
Yeah.
and that's the spark of divine within us. But we're very dumb, myself included. Like we do dumb, illogical stuff all the time as a group, as individuals, and we also need we need layers of guidance, from within, from without, and hopefully from our family. But not many of us really get happy families because the whole.
I think he puts it within us. Like we have a natural understanding of morality, but also we have to pay attention to, where was I going with that? He gives it to us, but he also gives us free will. And so the combination of this and that, and then the last thing was what he had his son come down and live perfectly and demonstrate to us what living perfectly is amongst all the chaos and the sin and all this. This is how you treat people. You have more patience. You have more this, things that are hard for me. Like say, for instance, if I had a daughter and somebody raped her, God would say, forgive him. That would be hard to do. That would be really hard to do. I'd want to, you know what I'd want to do. But what God wants me to do is forgive that person. And it's probably a better, thing, because I have to understand how he arrived at this path to do these things and what happened to him, and so forgive and realize he's fallen short and just don't go and kill him. And, so what God's asking us to do is very hard. To be patient, to be kind, to careless people who do you wrong, return kindness, who if somebody does you injury. So to me, I know it's better. I just know it's better. It's just hard. And that's why I always resisted it my whole life. And it's like, what are you asking me to do this stuff for?
Personal growth.
But it is. It's like, I haven't seen anything higher, anything higher. And God's saying right now, everybody, the devil attacks you because it's all like, it's a me world. Let me make my own rules up. Let me do what I think is best. Let me do, so it's just like, and this is the world we're living in. And I lived that world many years, you know what I mean? But this is the first time late in life, like contemplating this stuff, you know what I mean? So, but I've seen enough to know like, okay, everything else I've seen, this is way better, to follow, so.
You were raised Christian, right?
I wasn't really raised religiously.
Oh.
I started studying metaphysics when I was like 11.
Look at you. That's why you're so strange. No,
That's true.
Astutely strange.
I was raised by Mother Nature, meditating in my teen years.
All right. Well, I think this has been a successful podcast so far.
I think so too.
I like her balance. Yeah.
I've had fun.
Yeah. We should start.
That's exactly what I asked for. 2 men in my life.
Bam. Yeah, you should have been more specific.
I know, I should have, right?
I was like, okay, I'll give you 2 minutes of the podcast. Like, no,
I still gotta choose. No.
So do you still want a polyamorous relationship?
No, actually, in the relationship that I was talking about, we discussed that, and it was really a desire for family. I just want more family. It doesn't have to be multiple romantic partners.
So you want to adopt? You had a strong desire to adopt, or you just realized it wasn't kid. It doesn't matter how you just want kids with him, no matter how you shake a stick at it.
Yeah, I didn't want kids with him at all.
Yeah,
but I do want family, and I think if I find someone who has children, that could be really lovely. Or even better, someone who has grown children, and I could be a grandma. Because that sounds like the right amount of responsibility for me.
At this time, because
are you asking God for that?
I have, yeah.
You have once or twice, or you do it every day?
Not regularly.
Do it every day.
I think I've heard that if you over ask for something, then maybe God gets a little impatient with you, and it's like,
Who told you that?
we know. I think it was a book called Cosmic Ordering or something like that.
You mean the devil? No, just kidding.
I don't really chat with the devil. I think that's your friend.
He's the father of lies. But I just want to ask you a
It's just
question.
one tiny little angel. I don't understand how the devil got all this power and all of divinity. One angel, not a big deal.
He was the most powerful one.
He was God's favorite angel.
He was like, the main man.
I think a couple
Star.
other guys have been promoted since then.
I don't think so.
Not above him. He owns the world. He's actually in the center of the earth.
Owns the world.
He is the world. So that's why I say worldly, because the guy hell is in the earth.
There's one time.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm reading the Bible, and there's one moment when Jesus is like, one of the priests or something is coming up to Jesus and they're pretending like they're holy, and he's like, no, he's like, I know who your master is. It's the devil. Like, he's like, you're from the devil. You're not from God. To me, I was like, oh wow. Some people, so the devil has that much power. At least according to the Bible, that like, some people come from the devil. You know what I mean? Like they were born to this world already loving the devil, and that's what Jesus was pointing out. I was like, I know who you are. You come from the devil.
Yes.
Like, you're not fooling me. And they were like, holy men. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
And two, like I wanted to say this to you because it goes to the point of what God wanted us to multiply, and it's in a woman's nature to want to have family. So if she misses her most fertile hot years and mismanages that, and now you're in your older years,
Damn, I mismanaged.
well, that's what the devil does. He's like, he makes you mismanage. No, do your thing. Go build up your body count and have fun, and then think about it later. You know what I mean? When in reality, you should be doing it early and having kids. By the time you're 30, you have three or four kids. And so that breeds the
I
happiness.
think it's kind of the way you're coming across it. That's kind of
None of us
judgmental.
have children, right?
No. I'm just saying
That's how you're sounding.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. What God said, it's like it's best to have your children.
He didn't say that.
No, I mean I've read where that's the point of life.
But there's no place where God says that.
No, but he's saying that we're here to multiply and
but that's not what you just said. You just said that he said you should have it young, but he doesn't say that.
Well, I would say, in your fertile years, there is a limit for women, right?
Well, obviously you have to have a baby in your fertile years, or else you can't have a baby.
Exactly. So whatever that is,
women are fertile.
35 down. 35 down.
But women can have their babies in the 40s.
But most of the time, it's best to do it in the peak year.
But I'm not saying that God didn't say that.
But he implied it.
Well, how did he imply it?
You have, in my opinion, he's implied that you should have kids when you're in your most fertile years. I don't know why you would struggle with that.
I don't think
You can have it in our 40s, yeah, but that's not optimal.
we have 8 billion people on the planet. I don't think everyone needs to have kids.
No, they're saying that we're not even reproducing as fast as we used to. We're a dying culture because now we have to have all these minorities come in because we're not. Western women are not having kids. They're having less. They're having less kids.
We have to have minorities
We're
come
dying
in
faster
because
than-
white women aren't having
We're dying
kids.
faster than we're replicating.
all the modern countries are dying faster than they're having babies.
It's the
China,
ideology.
that's-
America.
I mean, our planet can hold 2 billion people. A couple people are going to have to die.
We can hold a
What do
lot.
you mean? We're 8 billion.
Comfortably. Are we comfortable?
Yeah. I'm
This is a-
comfortable. You ain't comfortable?
This is
There's
a
a lot of
crowded
space.
mess.
There's a lot of space.
It's not because there's too many people.
Yeah.
That's a story that's like a
Yes.
Democrat World Economic Forum story.
No, I don't listen to the news, so I don't know.
You're propagating their story, which is that there's too many people.
Yeah.
Where did you get this 2 billion number?
This was channeled information from a woman.
The devil. Yeah, I mean 2 billion people. Have you ever driven across the country?
Multiple
There's
times.
such huge
There are expansive.
hundreds of thousands of acres and millions of acres with nothing going on. Why would there? That's like
Maybe
preposterous.
I just
say
need
that.
to move out here where you guys have all this space.
Yeah, we got 2 acres.
But I would say it makes sense that the fundamental purpose would be to, multiply, have families. What else is there to do? If you're not going to be a superstar, have a family, If you're not going to, do quantum theory,
If it was one or the other.
you know what I mean? So if we're all common, let's just have some kids, go down the path, and mature, be uncles, fathers, grandfathers, and just played the path. What else is there? Die alone? Because that's what's happening now is most people are dying alone because it, it once you learn how to be independent, it's hard to be dependent again.
Watch your P's, bro.
Right. You know, cooperation with the opposite sex is, it gets harder if we're living our independent lives.
Your P's.
Right.
Let me back that up.
So I would say, what I think God was saying was like, learn how to cooperate, get along in the roles and build a family and go down the path. You know, if not,
You could live in community. You could have lots of people in your life without getting
That's fine.
married and having babies.
that's fine. I'm not saying it isn't or is, but I'm just saying that's optimal.
I think everyone has their own path.
So they say.
We're all completely individual. We can do different things.
I don't think,
God is
I don't think
abundance and
none of us
created
have kids.
everything.
Let's establish that right now.
Yeah.
So
If I was geared for it, I would have definitely had it. You know.
what do you mean
because-
geared for it?
Well, I think that you have to. What did I come from? A single mom who made a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago. You've been on your own for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, but you can still get out of whack and still think you have too much time.
Yeah, but
At
that's
least
your fault. You can't.
For
You
sure.
can't blame it on you weren't geared. You weren't raised right. A lot of people are not raised
That's
right.
fine, but that's still a factor that you
Factor.
still. You
But the
still-
bigger factor is you, right?
Yeah, because you still have to grow and understand. But I'm saying that it still throws you off, and then before you know it, once you get thrown off from the divine blueprint, then it's hard to get back on. Yeah, I might know it, I might do it, but it still would have been better. That's why, you know, the attack on the nuclear family, men and women are staying together long. The average marriage is 5 to 7 years.
I don't think the nuclear family even started until the Industrial Revolution.
What do you mean?
Like
The family.
we lived in more community, and you didn't have to even legally be married by the law or by the church. You
But you
just
But you still
Talking about
honor.
work together.
Caveman days, or what is that like?
No, before the Industrial Revolution.
See, when we make the arguments that there isn't something optimal, then where can we go? We have to agree on what's optimal. And
Why?
the science already shows.
Can we all live in different ways?
Yeah, for sure. But we should still be able to measure, like, are you happy? Were you happy that you cooperated with somebody and went through life and chronicled your life with somebody, or you had all these other experiences? Great if you're happy. But I would beg people to say, hey, let's be honest about because I realize I would have loved to marry my, Lisa and have kids and that would have been a better
Lisa,
thing.
are you listening? Are you single? Come back.
I can say, like, I was wrong. I didn't understand that was something to fight for, right? It would have been better than being alone now.
You don't have to be alone now.
No, I mean, but that's fine. I'm not unhappy, but I could be happier.
So why are you still alone?
I mean, it's
What dating profiles are you on?
I'm not on anything like that
Why not?
because I don't want to be.
You don't want to be alone, but you
I
don't
want-
want to
What do you
find
do?
anybody
What
else
actions are
either.
you taking? Okay, so you're saying a lot of things. Here's the issue that I'm having with you right now. You're saying these things. You're saying very clearly there's optimum things. You should raise the family. All this stuff. So I'm asking you, why are you not taking any action towards those things? But you're saying, like, for sure that's the.
Well, I am
I don't
thinking-
disagree with that's the optimum way. But I'm saying is you're coming across in this way. It's like you're saying you know what the path is, and there it is. Except you're not doing anything to get to.
Well, yeah,
Why is that?
Yeah,
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm getting more connected with God now because I'm just a new Christian. This is a thing I have to work out here before I can even get a badass Christian woman. I have to really demonstrate that I am this guy. And this is new for me because I was resistant to the Bible my whole life.
To
So-
who? Who do you have to prove yourself to have a woman love you?
No, I mean, do I want a worldly woman or do I want a godly woman? If a woman's following God, she's not going to be fooled by a guy who's lukewarm or just getting into it, right?
She might be able to see the truth of your soul if you're a good person.
That'd be great. That'd be great. But I still think I have things to work out here because my problem was I was trying to find love or something in the world and I was always just put off by it because I didn't think that somebody could be as committed as I could be and go through the hard times as much as I could. I don't believe in people. I think they're going to get bored and they're going to fall off. Right. And that's just me talking, so I was And I see what the devil does is makes us all mistrust each other because we've had bad experiences, and so now we don't
That's
trust
just
each other.
trauma.
Yeah, it is. You're right. So it's trust issues. I think we all have trust issues because to commit to a person means I have to be vulnerable.
So when's your next therapy appointment to talk about your trust issues?
Well, everybody has trust issues.
It's right here. We're having it right now.
That's the whole problem. Everybody has trust
Who
issues. So
hurt you? What
Not
happened?
everybody has trust issues. That's a huge statement.
you don't have trust issues?
Am I everybody?
No. Well, okay.
Am I everybody?
I think a lot
I didn't say I didn't. I think not everybody has.
I think a lot of people do.
Okay. Well, that's a truer statement than everybody has trust issues.
Okay, fine. But once you trust, because you have to trust even though you might get hurt. That's what
You will
God's trying.
definitely get hurt in a
Exactly.
romantic
You
relationship.
cannot not trust because you might get hurt. That's the thing I had to learn. It's like you just trust, right? And then let it all fall where it falls. And everything's a risk. Everything's, going to be potentially hurt you. But what? Not take action? So there's things I got to work out, and I still believe that it's going to happen. But I realize now that I have to understand who I am, what I'm going to believe in, and she's got to be on the same page with me. We're not going to be two drivers. It's just not going to work. I'm not looking for a partner. I'm looking for the roles that make things work. And if it happens, it happens. Yeah, I believe it's going to happen. And I'm asking God to give it to me.
You're not looking for a partner.
I'm looking for a wife.
What's the difference between a wife and a partner?
A partner is two steering wheels, two brakes, and we have to, where are you going to go? No. Somebody's got to, we definitely communicate, and your voice is important to me. I wouldn't want my co-pilot to not have discernment and understand things. I need her counsel. You know what I mean? But somebody's got to make the final decision. We cannot be arguing and combative and where we're going to go. And all that stuff has to go away because it's like this divine cooperation that we have to have. And there's roles in that. And I can't, be dealing with a headache. You know what I mean?
She's not always going to agree with everything you
That's
say.
fine, but she still knows that she still has to yield, even if she disagrees. That's important. That's the problem.
How are you going to know when you're ready? Like you say you have to work.
I think I'm ready now. I think if he gave it to me.
What are you waiting for to take action?
No. Well, where is she?
You have
to leave the house
actions
to find
are you
her.
taking? That's my question. You say you're kind of running in circles right now.
Well, I would say right now I'm still definitely trying to get my money up. So, and the work is here. And yeah, you're right. I got to put more effort into it. But more important is I'm into the Word of God right now. So I'm studying it, and that's more important right now. And I'm asking.
You can do both at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. But when I get there, I get there.
So you have time. Yeah.
I have no time. But I still.
So you're gonna wait till you get there. That's like you have a lot of time. That's a statement of someone who says I got enough time. I got enough time.
I don't have time, but all I know is what God asked me to do is to ask Him for help to get to where I need to have my connection with Him stronger every day.
But you just said you're ready.
Maybe you learn how to have a connection with God through your wife.
So you're ready, but you still need more time.
Yeah, I'm ready, and I'm asking Him to lead me to her. And I'm listening. I'm learning how to listen more to His word, and that's hard too, because you've went out many times, you haven't found a woman.
He has one now.
I'm just saying, how many years have you went out and had flings, led nowhere? So
what's that got to do?
You can go out. You can go out a lot.
What's that got to do?
And still not find a woman that's going to last. So. What I think is...
I think all of those relationships led him to his person.
Maybe. For sure.
I mean, you're crossing over to all these things. Like now you're trying to bring my life experience into it, but I'm a whole different situation than you. We're not, I'm talking about you. If you want to talk about me, we can talk about me and my path. My path is totally different than you.
I'm just saying, we're going out a lot.
I didn't say going out a lot. Who said a lot? Who said a lot?
Okay.
Going out at all.
In your opinion, well, there was times I did go out a lot, and it didn't find anything.
When
California,
you did
in my 30s,
you did find
in my 30s, I went out a lot. And I stopped. And in my 20s, I went out a lot.
It's not just going out, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you're saying going out is the end all be all.
Did I say that? We can listen back to this podcast.
Okay,
That's
fine.
not what I said.
Okay, so going out with what purpose? In your opinion, like
Rome. I never used the word going out. I said, what actions are you taking? I didn't say going out is the only way.
Okay, so
You know?
my
You have to
actions.
leave the house, but not, it's not going out. I don't think going out nightlife is the ideal way to find a wife.
No.
But taking action towards meeting women in different areas, going to church, that's a good thing, right? It's not going out. So I'm saying you're conflating what I'm saying. I'm not saying going out. I'm saying taking action. That was my question. What actions are you taking? Then you said, I'm not ready. And then I said, okay. You said, I'm thinking of God. This is when you're going to be ready. You said, no, I am ready. Okay, so if you're ready, what actions are you taking? And then you say, well, you can flip flop.
No, I'm not
I'm trying to pin you down.
I'm saying that asking God to lead you to her, and my whole thing was what God asked you to do is ask for help, which is hard for independent people. So God says, if you ask me for help and you show me that you're aligning with my divine morals and you're working on when you sin and understanding the moment you sin, ask me and show me you're working and I will give that to you. So that's the work I'm actually doing.
Okay, but that was my question.
Okay. Because sometimes it comes across, and maybe I'm wrong, that you're coming from like, you found it. We don't know if you found it yet. The jury's still out. You know what I mean? I hope that this works out for you. She seems right. She seems amazing. But we'll see, So,
Obviously.
okay. I'm just saying, sometimes you come across as you have some answers and maybe I'm wrong.
How do I come across like that? Like,
It just does.
What did I say? That what statement did I make when I asked you like what you're doing?
Yeah. Like when you're asking what you're doing, and this is probably my fault, is you're coming across as you're saying you go out a lot and you're doing these things.
I definitely take way more action to allow a woman in my life mostly by going to dance, by meeting a community of women.
And I agree with that.
And I have a much greater chance of running into women, getting to know women, and finding a partner than you, because you don't go out. I'm not saying it's impossible, but yes, if you want to ask, like, is my strategy more effective than yours? Probably, because I go out and I take the time to do activities.
This is the actual first time
that meet me with a community of women, right?
This is the actual first time you actually brought a woman in that's like, wow, I'm actually very happy for you.
How long have I been reading the Bible and a Christian?
Okay,
looking for a wife.
Enough. I don't know. I mean, like,
you don't know?
A few years, right? A few years?
A few years? No, like 8 months.
Okay, 8 months. So that's fine, and that's why I'm like, wow, I'm really happy for you, because this is the first woman I'm like, oh, she really fits Micah. You look good together. You act together. It feels good, and it gives me hope that you're getting it as we're both getting saved and coming into this. And it gives me hope, like, oh, all I had to do was ask Jesus. I have to ask God. I have to ask him because I think I'm ready in the sense that I've always done good when I'm in relationships. I've always done longer relationships. So when I get into a relationship and a woman's inspiring me, I just want to do good. I want to stop everything. I want to excel. You know what I mean? I see you doing that. You're like getting up early. You're eating better. You're just like doing all these things which are motivating to me.
Yeah.
Is that the fear that joy is going to take over your life and you're not going to be able to do the things in like your work and all the other things you need to do?
I want that. There's no fear in committing. My only fear was that I didn't understand that I had to be looking for a specific woman with a mindset, and we have to be on the same page. Worldly women who want to follow their own rules are not going to we're not going to connect. And I didn't get that through my head. I have to find somebody with like-minded goals, believe in God, believe in the tenets of God.
Similar values.
Yeah, similar values. Because if we're all doing our own thing, where are we going? We have to have a structure, a divine blueprint. And I believe in that now, because I've not seen.
Have you written down what it is you desire in a partner in a relationship?
Well, I've already gotten it and I didn't know it. But yeah, she was that. I mean, just
wait. You didn't answer the question.
I haven't written it down, but I know what it is. She's got to have that moral code,
That one. Oh, that one.
the godly moral code. Like if she really believes that, I can fall in love with her because she's working on that. And that to me is that's going to give the relationship longevity and go all the way. She has to believe in that.
You know, everyone has a completely different relationship with God. Even if we all read the same books and we all go to the same church, we have a personal relationship. So I think it might be good for you to describe who this person is and what she believes.
She believes in God, in the tenets, because I don't think if you're not going to believe in the moral divine code that God has laid out, we will fall short.
So how come you don't go to church? Like that's probably the woman you want. Is probably going to be at church,
only because
right?
I've been working.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
It's not.
That's not
Just
true.
because I sleep late, but I still go to work. I'd have to go there and do that. So I could do it, mind you, but at least I'm reading the Bible and I'm definitely listening to
All
a
right.
lot
So
of.
the reason you're not going to church is not because you're working. Let's be real. Let's be 100% honest.
Yeah, if I wanted to get
If you
up
wanted
early,
to go to church,
I
you
could
could
do
go
it.
to church, but you're not going. But you know that you're saying you want a Christian woman. So highly likely, if you
But
went
I'm
to church,
st- but
it would
I'm
be
studying.
much greater. Answer me this: if you went to church, is there a greater, or would there be a greater chance
Greater
of
chance.
finding?
Greater chance.
Okay, so then why don't you do it? Don't you think that'd be a good thing to
I'm
do?
going to do it.
What are you waiting for?
Well, I'm working. I'm studying the Bible.
You're making excuses.
For sure.
So pause for a second and feel
for sure.
what is actually limiting you from taking the steps that you know will get you
What you
what
want?
you desire and deserve.
Yes.
Discipline.
So
What's the fear?
There's no
What is
fear.
the-
there is fear. Why? are
Then you
not
would
going
have
to
done
church?
it already.
Yes,
You would be out there.
Then what is it that why won't you go to church by yourself too, right? You're saying it's discipline?
Yeah, it is.
I don't buy that as what discipline?
Well, how could it be fear? There's no fear to go to
Because it's
church.
uncomfortable to go to church. It's weird. It's like it's a new
It's
thing.
a bunch of
Maybe
strangers.
it's a bunch
Oh
of
my God.
strangers. You don't know what the rules are. It's like a new thing. It's weird. It's an awkward social thing. It is. It's. If you can't admit that, like maybe you don't feel that. I feel it every
Every
time I
new
go.
thing is scary.
It's group people you don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's weird and it's awkward. It's socially. It's not like scared. I'm scared for my life, but it's like socially very easy to not do.
Well, I wouldn't say fear. It's just like, oh, I don't want to do that, at this time. But it's,
Even though you know that that's the place where you will find the thing that you
For
really
sure.
want more than like what's one of the big desires in your life is to find a proper Christian woman. Is it true? So you just don't want to do the most likely thing to give you the opportunity to do that? Doesn't that seem kind of weird?
I don't see me not. I see me going into that eventually.
Like you got time. Then it comes back to as if
I
you have a
know.
lot
I
of
know.
time.
Fair enough. Fair
And that's
enough.
one of your favorite statements.
But-
TikTok.
Exactly.
People don't have minutes. So yeah. So
But the point is that I know that I'm reading the Bible, and
He's reading the Bible.
I'm reading the
She's
Bible.
just going to appear out of the
she
page.
might. I mean, I'm not gonna say that she's not.
No.
But as humans, right? I think it's a good thing for us to like increase our. We have free will, so we can be alone or we can find a partner, right? And asking God for help is definitely big. But God's not gonna like throw it in your lap and be like, "This is the one." You have to like either be very aware and intent, and when that window opens and like to me, God works like that. Like He might open the window for you once, you better jump through it. That window ain't gonna be open long, and it'll just close right after it opened. It closed. You missed it. Maybe wait for the next cycle. Or so you try to be alert for that, and on top of that, you do things to increase your chances. So, and you get warmed up, and you fumble and you fail, but then when that window's open, you recognize it and you jump right through it. So I just don't see you doing it. I want to see you do it. I think the greatest thing is for you to do whatever it takes to get your wife. I'm gonna get my wife. We can raise. We still got time, and that's why I don't like you're like, oh, you gotta do it young. We're not young anymore. Stop telling yourself that that's the best time. We don't know that.
No. I'm not saying
You can have a great
I'm
time.
saying it's the optimal time, and I think that
Right now is the optimal
Yeah,
time.
the optimal time is right now. Let's just take that. The optimal time is right now.
I'm not going to agree with that. But I'm saying
All right. Well,
I'm going to say
There's no time like the present. No.
I'm going to say that it's still here. And
so the optimal time is in your past. Then that's a story.
I'm just saying there's
Too late. It's over. You'll never get it.
no. I mean, I'm
Well,
just
if it's
saying.
not now, then
I'm going to say there is an optimal time, but this still can be good. I'm not saying it's this still can be good to meet later and all that stuff, but I think she's gonna have to be godly and you guys are right. What can I say?
I just think you should journal about what is the fear, what's keeping you from
I don't.
finding a
I just
woman.
don't see
She doesn't like
fear.
the word fear, but her tip is
There's no
just
fear.
write out what you want in the wife. Don't just have it in your head because it is helpful. It is a power, like lots of people you know it, but just writing things out is powerful and it forces you to think about it, and you'll keep adding to it. But write out everything you want from your wife. Like it's not going to hurt. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And we know it's important. I know it's important to you. I know it's so important. So I just want to see you get it, and I don't want to see you just like put things off. Like I'll do it later. No. Later, dude, it's too vague. We need to take action now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And you'll find, like, if you put yourself out there, bro, you'll find
Well,
her.
that's what I
And she'll
know.
find you.
Well, I know.
She can't find you.
I know.
Where you at? No, at the grocery store, she sees you like, oh, you're
But the
gone.
thing
That's
is,
it.
but you know me, it's like I explode on stuff. Like there'd be times when I'm
Yeah,
just
but
like,
when?
I know, but I'm
Once
just
every 5
saying,
years.
no.
When you explode, it's impressive, but it doesn't happen that often.
But when I get into a mode, I get after it. You know what I mean? But
The time
right
is now.
I'm still working with God. I mean, I never thought I'd be even thinking about being a Christian. It's just baffling that I'm even thinking like this, and it's pretty amazing. So I'm just gonna keep,
Go to church.
increasing my connection with God.
When are you going to go to church on your own?
You
When?
want to go tomorrow? Are you gonna go with Juliana?
No.
You're not gonna go tomorrow?
We can go tomorrow. You want to go tomorrow?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't want to go tomorrow.
You don't have to come with me. You don't have to come with me. Because I have the day off tomorrow. So
He can do it.
No, I'll go. I'll go with you. We'll go to. I'll show you the one that I've been going to.
Say hello to 5 women. Hi, I'm Rome.
no, I never have problems like meeting women and talking to them. It's just like you said, it's just going out. It's just getting up and going out.
That's what, like 90% of the battle is leaving the house.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, because every time I do it, things happen.
Things happen.
But if you don't, nothing happens. But
It's like magic.
All right. So what about
I totally agree with you guys. So
All right. Boom. We got that. Now about
Good.
you. What
Check.
action are you taking to find the love of your life?
I am dating people I'm finding on Hinge and at dance, and I just got set up with someone, and another friend said she has someone she wants me to meet. So
Look at you.
it's raining men right now. I heard it in meditation the other day. This song started playing in my head, and I was like, "Oh, excellent! Let's do this."
All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready to be in a
Are you ready for
relationship.
a husband?
Yeah.
Are you ready to follow his lead?
that's a problem. What's the
I'm
hesitation?
ready for a partnership.
You're not gonna. What does that mean?
That means we can both be equal in our own roles and inspire and enlighten one another.
So you don't want to follow his lead?
If we're dancing, I definitely want to follow his lead.
Well, yes, exactly. Right? Exactly.
The tango of my life. So yeah, I
Yes.
guess I do.
Thank you. And don't forget that. Listen,
But you know,
let me give you little tips. Don't forget that, because you're not going to get the man you want is a leader. You have to, it's like we can't dance alone, but every dance needs a lead and a follow. Like that's how it works.
So like contact improv where you switch being the lead and the follow
What is this?
back and forth and back and
We gotta
forth.
hack this.
Yeah, that's chaos. That's called chaos. That's not a relationship. And it's like a group and they're doing the whole thing. It's kind of fun for a moment. It's not.
It's like a duet most of the time.
Okay. I mean, do you like that? Do you like that over like partner dancing? Like proper partner dancing? Salsa, bachata, tango.
I do. I really like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't believe
I
you.
do desire a man who holds the container, though, right? Like I'm this
yeah, I would-
wild creature hurricane.
I would say too, like find out what, because it just seems like every time this question is asked, I don't care where I hear it from women, it's like leader.
Yes, exactly.
I think
It
we're
happens
so
every
scared of how men have treated us
Well, yes.
the last
I agree. Yes,
that's
thousands
just a
of
fear.
you
years.
do have to pick the right man. You know,
Yeah.
you have to pick the right man. You have to pick the man that you will want to lead because it works better. Like this contact improv. I think when contact improv is fun, it is where there's a leader. You know what I mean? Then there's someone leading and there's a play, but like it's I don't know. That's
It probably is better for me when there's a leader because I'm like, I don't know what we're doing.
exactly. You don't want women to lead. It's not the role of the feminine. Like feminine
We're the
energy.
muse, we're the inspiration.
Yes.
We want to protect you. Like we want, like when we have a woman to protect, we get up. Now we're doing push-ups. Now we got to work out. Now we want to like do
Yeah.
things. Like it naturally changes our life because we want to protect you. It's in us, and we don't know how to take care of a baby. That's not in us. We don't know how to like breastfeed and what I mean, nurture. We need a woman to nurture. They nurture, we protect. It's a great balance. But the feminine world is teaching women to resent this. Right? Even you have it. But when you're like, I don't want to lead it. Yes, you do.
I don't want to be told what to do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes
you
I don't
do.
like this. God, tell me what to do.
You see, I want to point this out too, because that was my issue with God, because man has to submit to God, right? And women submit to us, and kids who submit to the woman. And that was the
I
hard.
think I am equally as God as a man is.
That's the problem.
Equally as God?
As divine.
Absolutely.
I don't think that there's a hierarchy.
No, I agree. The value of a human being, a woman or man, is the same. But there's roles. They're different. The roles are different. The value is the same. You know what I mean? God doesn't like men more than women. No, I don't think that. He loves us both unconditionally.
We're not equal, but our worth is equal. That's important to understand that distinction.
I don't understand that distinction. What do you mean when we say we're not equal? What does that mean?
Well,
That's too
obviously, equal means equal. You're as strong as me. I can have a baby. We're equal. We're equal. Like we're actually equal. Equal means equal.
Our value is equal.
Our value, but we're not equal. But our worth is equal. We have roles.
Sometimes you have more muscle mass, greater height. Yes,
You can
that
have
doesn't make
babies.
us
You're
unequal.
using the same. You're saying
different
equal
words.
is the same. So to me,
That's
what
what
you're
equal
saying
is.
is, nah.
Let's look up equal then. Let's look up equal.
Well,
Because equal means equal. It means that I can have a baby and she's just as strong as me and we're equal. Whereas no, our worth is equal.
We're
You
not
have
saying
different.
we're exactly the same.
that's what I'm saying. You're using equal like we're saying exactly like the same. Okay, equal. You can have something that's 6 pounds and it's like this mass, and something that's 6 pounds and it's this. They are equal weight, okay? But they're not exactly the same.
Right.
So you're saying equal as if it means exactly the same. There's a difference. There's a difference between equal and the same. The same means the same. Everything's the same.
Right.
Same strength. That's how you're saying it. So it doesn't really work. So you're saying we're not the same, but our value is equal is a much more clear and proper way to say what you're saying. When you say we're not equal, but our value is equal,
I'm saying we're
saying
not equal, but our worth is equal.
we're not the same, but our worth is equal. We are like equal is that's a big like that doesn't mean anything. We're not equal. No one thinks like you have to use
Okay, so what I'm saying is correct. We're not equal, but our worth is equal. We have worth. What we do as men and what women do as women are very important together, right? I don't get why this is such a big mystery.
because you're saying equal as if you're saying the same. Like we're not the same, but but we are equal. We are not the same, but we are equal.
Our worth is equal. What
Yes.
we're worth in the context
That's
of a
what
relationship.
equal means. Like equal is like okay. What is an equation equal? Right? It's the sum. It's an amount. Like this equation equals this sum. It doesn't say you can have two totally different equations that equal 6. Right? So their value, the number is the equal. But you're using it as if it's the same. You're saying I'm just saying we're not the same. That's what you're really saying. I know the whole red, whatever, they're all saying we're not. What you're really saying is we're not the same. Yes, we're not the same. Men and women are not the same, but we are equal. That's like, and when we say equal, it means our value, because that's what equal is. Equal is a value.
We're just saying the same thing, but
No, it's not the same, dude. It's like
to me, it's the same thing.
What do you think?
Our worth is equal. What women bring,
say
or
that.
what you bring, what men bring and what women bring, it's an essence. It's a role. It's compatible with each other. And when we're both doing it at the optimal level, our worth is equal.
Okay, here's the definition of equal. One not inferior or superior to another. One having the same or a similar age, rank, station, office, talent, strengths, or other qualities or conditions. An equal quantity or number. State of being equal.
I love that we have Googled the definition of 3 things thus far.
Well, because words are important.
They are important.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, because to me, it seems like we're saying the same thing. But he says no. But I'm saying.
Well, you're saying we're not and we are in the same sentence. You just
Yes.
you need
But
to
he's just saying we're not the
rephrase.
same. Yeah, we're not the same, which means we're not equal.
Oh,
in that sense of equal.
shall we move on?
But our worth is equal. What we bring is so important. Men without women and women without men, it's like ridiculous. It's like a, you know.
I think we're learning the wholeness of ourselves here as single individuals.
Oop, battery's running out, so we gotta wrap it up. All right, so basically we've learned a couple things here. What did you learn in this podcast?
I learned
That we're not
totally
equal. We're equal.
we're all
makes
very
sense.
confused. I didn't know that worldly could be used in a negative connotation.
Yes.
That's
I
good.
think I am a worldly woman.
You are.
I am out and about in the world. I've lived in multiple countries. I am
that's not
interested
what worldly
in
means.
art and culture.
No, that's not what worldly means.
In my head, that's what it meant.
I know, but we're saying that's not what it meant in our heads.
Not in your Christian ways.
It's the worldly means do you believe in the riches? Like, do you believe that your happiness can be attained through like worldly endeavors, or can like money,
I see.
fame,
It's
like,
materialistic.
what society props up and the culture? Those are the worldly goals: fame, money, the big house. And
I named
that's
my
worldly.
cats Fame and Fortune.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. We want to talk about that. I like how you're so honestly like, I want to be rich and famous.
I do.
And it's something like, okay, next episode we'll dive into that.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, because like the Bible has a divine standard, and if you're not following that, you're in the world. That's as simple as it
I
is.
hope you are too.
I've already been there. It was just nothing
It's a
but dead,
glorious place
nothing
this
but dead
morning.
ends.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that definition, but I would say the definition is if it's what is your goal in life? If your goal is worldly riches, that's a worldly person. But if your goal is divinity, like God,
My
you want
goal
to be
is to
divine.
be enlightened.
Yes, well then that's not worldly.
And
But then you have one foot in both worlds. That's
I have, yes, I have many foots in many worlds right now.
yes. How's that working out for you?
It's a little overwhelming and confusing, to be honest.
Would you like someone to lead you down the path of
I
righteousness?
really, really want. Well, I wouldn't say the path of righteousness.
Oh, unrighteousness. Then you have two choices: righteous or not righteous. Which do you choose?
I would say
Please say
Can I have
righteous.
one
Down a-
foot- can I have
down
one
a-
foot in both?
down a path of enlightenment and success, worldly success. I do desire that.
Worldly success comes with righteousness, generally, but righteousness does not come with worldly success. You know what I mean?
Mm.
If you take the righteous actions, that's a side effect of
Yes.
taking right action.
And I want to point out too, like when you brought up like desires, the Bible addresses that a lot. You know, like we have desires, but they have the Bible's here to restrict us from doing things that our desires can get out of hand. So there has to be somewhere you have to stop there, or things get bad. Like that's why I like the Bible. You know what I mean? It's there to tell us what not to do, and when we do it, you know, that's the moment that things are going to go bad. But our desires have to be tempered with something, because they can go just rampant. What do you think about that?
I think that your personal morals and ethics.
Forget my morals. Just think about desires. Can they go out of hand? Can they lead you astray?
Not if you are in alignment with your personal divinity and truth.
Okay. But that's what we all have to fight, is our desires.
But
Because
not if your desires are in alignment with your personal truth.
Yeah. I don't think people actually want to do bad things or hurt themselves or people. They're
agree.
just,
Well, some
Falling
do.
off the
There
track.
there is evil people.
there is.
There's
Yeah,
evil. Yes, evil
it's
exists,
true.
but most people are not. But we do evil things because we get off track.
I think also we make soul agreements with the people in our lives before we get here to treat them in certain ways so that they can evolve spiritually and grow personally.
Did you read that in the New Age book?
No, that's been the experience of my life. And well, yes, I have read that.
Channel that from the devil.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I think that's a good
That was fun, guys.
No, that was good.
Okay, so
Uncomfortable and entertaining.
all right. Well, thanks for listening. I want to give a shout out to Crystal because she listened to all our podcast episodes.
Crystal.
Yeah, and you know, she's our number one fan, and we'll see if she hears this. I'm not going to mention this to her, so Crystal, if you can hear this next time you see me, I want you to go 808 playa. Then I'll know. We'll know. It'll be a little inside joke.
Yeah.
All right, Stretch signing out.
Signing out.
Goodbye.